Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impression and a wear test on the new Mercier Lumiere Radiance Foundation. I have it pulled up on my phone, so let's see exactly the claims, how much it is, how much you get. If you're new here, I'm going to start doing more foundation reviews, so if you like those, subscribe. I have the link down below. Hit a thumbs up if you like these type of videos. I'm going to just kind of change it up this year on my channel, try to do some different stuff. This foundation is $48. You do get 1 ounce, which is a typical size. It is called the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. Now I'm trying to see how many shades they have to see if they're doing okay or not so much. I know we're having issues with companies not being inclusive. It looks like the shade range is not great. So I'm not sure if you can see on my phone, but there are 30 shades, but there's really only 3 deep ones. So that's kind of crappy. I'm a little surprised by that. I thought it would be a little bit better. Okay, so it says this foundation is a luminous liquid foundation, 15 hours of hydration, weightless, medium to full coverage, perfect for a glowy finish in any light. It says it is medium, but you can build it to full. It's radiant, liquid. It's good for any skin type. So I guess we're just going to try it on. Now here's the deal. I don't have the full bottle, and that's what I'm going to do going forward this year. Is I used to just pull the trigger and buy brand new foundations that could be $50, $60, $70. And I have pores, redness, and kind of combination skin. So I'm not one of those people that can just wear any foundation. My skin can be very textured. It can get very oily. I can break out. So this year I am really making an effort to try samples before I get the full size. Perfect example would be the Hourglass. I tried that in a video. I will link it down below. It just wasn't my favorite, and I'm not going to go out and spend 60 bucks on it. So having a sample kind of saved me 60 bucks. So that's the way we're going to go. If I do get stuff in PR, obviously I would use the full size. I am on the Mercier PR list, but I did not receive this. So I went ahead and went in store and got some samples. I have 2 shades here. I have Linen, which is supposed to be a light skin tone with neutral undertones. And then I have Latte, which is medium skin tone with neutral undertones. So I think I'm going to go for Linen because I have not self-tanned in about a week. I just have leftover self-tan. I do not self-tan my face. Another disclaimer here. So my face is lighter than my body. So we're just going to zoom in and start applying this. I have already primed my face. I use the Tarte Poreless Prep Primer just for my pores, and I moisturize as usual. I'm going to use a sponge or a beauty blender on one side of the face, and then I'm going to use a brush on the other. We're just going to do close-ups and see how this lays. I really have no idea. I haven't watched many reviews of this, so I'm not sure what to expect. But again, even if people rave about it, I might not like it. I'm quite finicky with my foundation, so I'm going to pull my hair back, zoom in, and let's begin. All right, we got you all zoomed in. Again, I have my sample. I'm going to go in with Linen, so you can see I have redness, I have pores, texture, and then I do have, actually my skin, okay, I went to get a facial. I haven't had a facial in a long time, and I went and had extractions, and it did wonders for my skin. I still have little red, marks from scarring and just kind of cystic acne, little closed comedones that I couldn't get out. So I had it professionally extracted. I highly recommend that, but be careful that you go to somebody that knows how to extract, because I've been to places before where they're just like digging and they can scar you. You really want to use the steam, or have them use the steam on you, get your skin nice and prepped, and then lightly extract. So I think I'm going to try to go once every month to keep my skin just uncongested, because it was really congested down here. But again, I hadn't had a facial in a long time. All right, so I'm going to start with the beauty blender, and I'm going to start on this side and see what we think. This is what the foundation is looking like. And when I look at it in the actual sample, it doesn't look very runny. It looks kind of like a bouncy, moussey formula. So I'm going to start applying on this side of my face. Now this is the lighter shade of the 2 that I was given. Okay, first impression just right off the bat, it definitely, I would say, is a medium coverage, which it's nice. It's almost like your skin, but better. And it also does appear to be dewy. I don't feel like it looks greasy, but it definitely has a dew to it. It's looking a little warm, which is interesting because it is neutral, but again, I haven't self-tanned. Here is half of my face done. So first impression, it is dewy, but not heavy, or doesn't feel heavy. It's not accentuating my texture, but again, I always powder just to set my T-zone and kind of smooth things out. I find that it's a good medium coverage. I think you could probably build it. The shade looks a little bit warm, but again, I haven't self-tanned. So this is light neutral, but to me it's almost looking, I don't know, like a light medium warm. So we will see. I'm gonna go in with a kabuki brush on the other side. This is a G36. Any kabuki brush you have will work, and we'll see if I like that better. But so far it's looking pretty good. It looks like a really fresh, almost like a Physicians Formula Better Healthy Skin. Is it called Healthy Skin? Or the YSL All-in-One Glow, something like that. So we're just gonna go ahead and start on the other side. Usually most foundations you can use a brush or a sponge, it's just really your preference. Does one give better coverage? Does one look smoother? Those are really the main things. So this is what the foundation looks like unset. This side I used a brush, this side I used a beauty blender. I prefer a brush, it was quicker, it was very smooth. I feel like I used less product, but either one would be fine. I'm going to give you a close-up of the skin, just show you what it looks like so you can see how it's sitting on the skin. My problem areas, again, really mostly is right here, a little bit in between here, but for me it's gonna be kind of how is it wearing, how does it set. It's really for me about texture, is it going to break me out, things like that. So now I'm gonna apply some concealer. I'm gonna use 145 Fenty Beauty and then a little bit of the Huda Beauty. I'm just gonna mix them. The Fenty is just not the best coverage, and so I don't know, I kind of just prefer the Huda, but I like the brightening that the Fenty gives me. So I'm just gonna kind of mix just a little bit. You only need a tiny bit of the Huda Beauty. I'm just gonna put it like right there where I get that kind of blue bag area. Concealer seemed to blend in perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder in 1 to set, just because we're doing a more natural look today. I don't wanna be crazy, you know, baking and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use a small brush and set under my eyes and on my lids, and then I'm gonna set the rest of my face and we'll see how other products blend on top. So I applied my concealer and I powdered, everything blended beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and bronze and we'll see how this works. I'm using this bronzer from Bayou Cosmetics. This is a brand I worked with a while ago. You have to get stuff off their website, but I really like this bronzer. So I'm just gonna use this big brush. We're just gonna kind of blend. I feel like my face feels moisturized, but not greasy, but I am curious to see how it's going to last because I don't really have dry skin, although I do have some dry patches down here. For blush, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this Starscape from NARS. I love this blush. It's just like a really bright pink. So quickly I'm gonna finish my makeup off camera and then we will kind of see how the skin is looking and then we'll go into our wear test. So here's what my makeup looks like finished. I just did some basic stuff. I actually had a little bit of issues. I tried to apply a liquid glitter eyeshadow, the Pixie one that I've used before, and I tried to blend it out and it just got all over the place. So then I had to just kind of like put a regular shadow on top. So I'm really not a fan of liquid eyeshadows for that reason, but that's just a side note. If my eyes look a little bit weird, it's because your girl was struggling. But other than that, the skin looks beautiful to me. It doesn't look, you know, textured. It doesn't look like it's gonna break up. It does feel a little bit moisturizing. I wouldn't say sticky or anything, just not as matte as like my Estee Lauder Double Wear. So I'm not sure on the wear time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and check in a few hours and we'll see what we're thinking. But so far, I feel like everything blended beautifully. I like it. It's just a matter of how is it gonna wear. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, I'm back to do my check-in. It is now almost 7 o'clock here. I did apply the foundation about 11. I'm gonna start doing better at showing you the times that I'm checking in. I didn't think about it. I'm kind of new to these foundation reviews. So my thoughts are, looking at this, I feel like it looks pretty good. I am a little bit dewy, but I wouldn't say greasy. When I was using the foundation from Hourglass, to me it felt greasier, like it was breaking up a little bit. This feels like it would still wear beautifully for quite a while. It's just a little bit dewy. So I gave you some close-ups of my skin. I want to go in with a little brush. This is a tiny brush from Japanesque, and then my Charlotte Tilbury powder, and I want to just kind of powder one side of the face, and we'll see if that kind of takes it down and revives it. But really, I don't even mind it with this dew. I have a little mild creasing right here. I have like a crease on the side of my mouth, only on this side, but it's very mild. So if a foundation creases really badly in there, then it's not for me. I don't typically have that problem. But I'm just using this to kind of stipple this in on this side of my face. And I feel like it looks, I mean, it looks almost fresh, and it's been about 8 hours. So this foundation, I like it. I'm gonna have to play with it some more, see if I would actually pick it up, but just comparing it to the Hourglass, you can see the difference on my forehead. I like this more than the Hourglass one. I think that it wears better. The Hourglass one looked really beautiful at first, but then it just got really greasy really fast, and that one felt like if I were to go like this, it would just slide right off. This one feels like, this one reminds me, the wearing of it is like the Thrive Cosmetics CC cream. It's like a fresh, your skin but better. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I powder my whole face so that we're not looking crazy. I feel like all the products that I put on top of it look good still. I can still see my highlight. I can still see, you know, my contour, my blush. So I really do like this foundation. I don't know if I like need to start a rating system, like what I'm thinking in terms of like a scale of 1 to 10, but I like it enough to want to try it again and again. And I probably would say that I would pick up the full size. It's just a beautiful medium coverage. It kind of let your skin show through, but it still covered everything that I needed it to cover. But I'm really impressed with the wear time. So overall, if you like a medium coverage that's not going to accentuate your texture, it didn't accentuate my texture. I wouldn't say it's the most smoothing foundation I've ever tried, but I didn't notice looking at my pores thinking I hate this, I want it to come off. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like a soft, almost just like a soft satin. It's not sticky, it's not goopy, but it's also not drying. So I feel like if you like kind of a radiant foundation, you will like this. I could see my skin through it, but not like there's no coverage. There was enough coverage to get me where I wanted to be. This one is a yes from me. It's a win. I think a lot of people will get good use out of it, and I'm glad that it didn't slide off my face. I have that issue with a lot of foundations that are radiant or dewy. So overall, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I really like it. So let me know what you think down below. I show you guys close-ups and my check-ins. I want to see what you guys think. Does it look good on my skin? Do you think it looks bad? What do you think about the wear time? Have you picked it up? Have you tried it? So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have any foundations that you want me to try, leave a comment down below and then thumbs up those comments so that I know which ones are most requested, and I will try to do that. Hope you guys are loving these videos. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one.